The kitchen smelled like burnt coffee and metal dust. I'd come home from the training shop late that night and spread my notes across the table. Diagrams of weld joints, safety procedures. A few pages I'd practically memorized after studying them every evening for the last month. My certification exam was the next morning. Not a practice test, not a class assignment. The real one. If I passed, I'd finally be a certified structural welder. The kind of certification that lets you work on real commercial jobs, bridges, steel frames, industrial repairs. The kind that people in the trade spend years working toward. I had my gloves and helmet sitting by the door in a duffel bag. That's when my brother walked in. "Hey," he said casually. "You busy tomorrow?" I didn't look up from the notes. "Yeah." He leaned against the counter. "I'm moving into the new apartment. Need a couple guys to help haul stuff." I paused. "Tomorrow morning?" "Yeah." "My exam is tomorrow." He shrugged like that wasn't really an answer. "Well, you could probably reschedule it, right?" I slowly closed the notebook. "You can't reschedule it," I said. If I miss it, I have to wait for the next certification cycle." "How long is that?" "About 4 months," he whistled softly. "Damn." Then he said it like it was obvious. "Still though, moving day's kind of a big deal." My mom came into the kitchen halfway through the conversation. "What's going on?" My brother explained it for me. "His welding thing is tomorrow, but I need help moving." She looked at me. I could already see the direction this was going. "Can't you help him just this once?" she asked. "It's the certification exam," I said. "But it's just a test, right?" I shook my head. "No. It's the certification." My brother chuckled lightly. "It's welding, not medical school." I didn't respond. Mom crossed her arms. "Your brother is starting a new chapter," she said. "A real apartment, a real job." I could feel something tightening in my chest. "This is my career," I said. She laughed in that short, dismissive way people do when they've already decided something doesn't matter. "Oh please." Then she said the line that stuck with me. "He's building a life." She pointed toward the duffel bag by the door. "You're just playing pretend." The room went quiet. My brother shifted awkwardly but didn't disagree. I looked down at the notebook on the table. Every late night after work, every weekend at the training yard, every burned pair of gloves. Pretend. Something inside me settled. Not anger, just clarity. "I'm taking the exam," I said. Mom slammed a cabinet door. "Unbelievable. You can't even show up for your own family." My brother shook his head, smiling like the whole thing was ridiculous. "Whatever, man." I didn't argue anymore. There wasn't a conversation to win. That night I packed a small bag. Not dramatically. Just quietly. A few clothes, my welding gear, my paperwork. I left the house around midnight. No one stopped me. The exam took place in a large training warehouse the next morning. Rows of steel plates. Inspection stations. Instructors walking slowly behind each welding booth. The test itself was strangely calming. No arguments, no opinions, just skill. Just the torch, the metal, and the line you had to hold steady. When the inspector came by to check my weld seam, he nodded once and marked something on his clipboard. A week later I got the result. Certified. Life didn't suddenly become glamorous. But work started coming in. Commercial repair jobs, structural reinforcement work. The kind of projects where companies don't care about your personality, they care about whether your weld holds. Months passed. I moved into a small apartment near the shop. Built a routine. Built a reputation. No big speeches, no dramatic revenge. Just work. About 8 months later, my supervisor called me into the office. "Got a job inspection tomorrow," he said. "Commercial building renovation. They need certified weld approval." I grabbed the address from the paperwork. It looked vaguely familiar. The next morning, when our crew pulled up to the site, I understood why. The building belonged to a property management company my brother worked with. Not his apartment, but a project tied to his new life. The job involved a steel support frame that needed inspection and repair before the building could pass safety approval. Our team was responsible for signing off on the structural welds. No certification, no approval, no open building. 2. I saw my brother near the entrance talking to someone from the contractor's office. When he turned and saw me walking toward the inspection area, his expression changed slightly. Not shock, more like recalculation. Mom was there too, standing near the back of the site office. Neither of them said anything at first. My supervisor introduced me to the contractor. "This is our certified structural welder," he said. "We rely on his approval for the final inspection." The contractor nodded. "Good. We've been waiting on this." I walked over to the steel frame and started examining the weld points, measurements, surface integrity, heat distortion, just work. Behind me, I could feel my brother and Mom watching. After a while my brother stepped closer. "Didn't realize you were doing this kind of thing now." I didn't look up from the weld seam. "This is the job." He nodded slowly. Mom didn't say anything. 2 hours later, I finished the inspection and approved the repaired welds. The contractor signed the paperwork. The building project moved forward. Just another day on the job. As we packed up the truck, my brother approached again. He looked like he wanted to say something bigger than he could actually manage. "Looks like it worked out for you," he said. I shrugged. "Yeah," Mom finally spoke, quiet this time. "Well, it's good you stuck with it. No apology. No explanation. Just a small adjustment in tone." Driving away from the site, I thought about that night in the kitchen. About the word pretend. The funny thing about skilled work is that it eventually speaks for itself. Not loudly. Not emotionally. Just steadily. And sometimes that's enough to make people reconsider what they thought they understood about you.